think of right off the top of my head. One interception came from a tip ball that he threw to Jonah, where he probably could have just kept running at the end of the game. It was the fourth, at that point in time, just run and get us yards. And then I'd say that the Cowling one was a disappointing one. And but all in all, we weren't good enough. We weren't in sync, and we need to be better.
Let's talk about getting in sync, and we're going to bring in Glenn Parker, because when you have the professor right here, we need to go to you first. So Jed was just talking about miscommunication, hot reads, tackles not being on the same page as the quarterback not being on the same page. Walk us through the miscommunications that can happen during a ball game.
Well, first and foremost, you have to have your count's got to be right. You got to know your count. That's the number one miscommunication that happens in almost every game. Somebody doesn't get the count right. Number two, your offensive line, your wide receiver, they all have to have their calls set and ready to go. So as it's in flux and things get into movement around you, they have to be able to communicate properly so that everybody knows exactly how things are changing within the play. So a hot route, hey, we've got a blitz coming over the slot. The slot has to be hot. He has to turn right now. He has to look at the ball. He's got to get himself ready to go. Quarterback has to know the pressure's coming from the slot. He's got to be able to read that defense, see that pressure coming from the slot, and throw the hot right now. Now, that's why zone reads came about, right? To trick hot routes.
Yep.
And so it's this evolving process that continually goes on. So communication on the offensive side of the ball is so key for everybody across the board, and yet they keep trying to dumb it down to its worst level. At every level of football they do this. Try to dumb it down so we don't have miscommunication. I think all you do is get in more and more trouble that way.
Yeah, and it's from a running back's perspective, we have a job of cleaning it up from behind the offensive lineman. So a lot of the time we have what we call the number 2 linebacker or the first linebacker on the ball side, and then the number 2 alley defender, whether it be a linebacker or a strong safety. A lot of times you can see the blitz from the outside because you see the safety going over the top of them. So as a receiver or a running back, we're already calling, watch the blitz. You're alerting the quarterback, you're alerting the offensive lineman. The other thing that you have to be ready for is sometimes when the linebacker come and blitz in the A-gap, you have to double down on him. And the running back has to insert and take that guy on at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and it's important. Even in tight ends, we had reads too. If we saw inside linebackers blitzing, we're doing a running and out. We're doing all those kinds of things. And one of the things that I knew when he threw that pick is that he just didn't read the guy, didn't understand that guy, the blitz was coming. And you got to be aware of that.
You're absolutely right. And I think the biggest problem for most college kids is they come out of a high school system where they don't have to read anything.
Yeah.
And in most college systems, they really don't have to read anything. Most college systems are all sitting in a shotgun stance. They can see the defense and they throw to a spot.
That's our first look.
They really are not taught to read. And Jed in this offense, they're trying to teach players a little more complicated scheme. That is why so many guys fail out of college into the pros. They're not used to having to do that. In the pros, they don't have time to hold your hand.
Yeah.
It's get with the program or get out. And so it's very simple for people to say they should have seen that, but if they've never been asked to see it, they don't know what they're even looking for.
Yeah.
The famous one is, hey, Brett Favre didn't know what nickel was, right?
Yeah.
For his first 5 years, he had no clue.
Yeah.
He had never been taught that. So it's really on all the coaches from the time coming forward that a lot of these kids don't know, and you can talk to your blue in the face to some kids. They're going to say, yeah, got it, when they have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. All right, here's what we have going on. We're going to cut this segment short so we can go longer in the huddle with Hal, because we do have the professor here with us, Glenn Parker. So let's do this. Let's get real quick through the Right Way Rundown, brought to you by Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Here's what's coming up on our pregame show.
Let's take a look at the Right Way Rundown and see what's coming up on our pregame show, brought to you by Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, doing things the right way.
All right, coming up on our pregame show, of course, Glenn Parker is going to join us in the huddle with Hal. That's coming up next. We'll also walk through the offensive scouting report, talking about the offensive weapons that Arizona has to take advantage of today against Arizona State. We'll walk through the defensive rundown for you, and, oh, man, we've got the pest of the game. All of those coming up here on the Right Way Rundown. But let's take an early timeout. We'll come back. Glenn Parker is going to go in the huddle with Glenn Hal. That's next as we catch you down to the 1 o'clock start. Arizona taking on Arizona State at Arizona Stadium. 96th edition of the Territorial Cup is coming up here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. It is good. Backfield and drop. No gain. Loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's hot! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball, down by 11, 3 to go, steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down. That was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's a huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake.
This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Live from the mall at the University of Arizona, the corner of University and Campbell. Our pregame show rolls on. Arizona getting ready to take on Arizona State. Coming up at 1 o'clock, time to go in the huddle with Glenn Howell. Glenn Howell's special guest this week is Glenn Parker.
Let's go in the huddle with Arizona letterman Glenn Howell. In the huddle with Howell. He's driven by Larry H. Miller Dodge Ram Fiat. Driven by you. Here is Glenn Howell.
What's up, Wildcats? We are in the huddle today, and we are excited to have a good friend of mine and a great player at the University of Arizona. He was a first-team All-Pac-10 offensive lineman, third-round pick in the NFL draft, played 11 years. 12 years. I had
and
that
I got
wrong.
paid for my 13.
Okay. 13 years in the National Football League. Played in 5 Super Bowls. The great, and I call him, I just was talking before we got on here, I said, I tell everybody when I talk to him, I call him the professor, and little did I know that everybody calls him the professor. I'm like, yeah, this is Glenn Parker. Thanks for coming on, Glenn.
Oh, thanks for having me, Glenn. Kelvin.
We love
Good to see you, man.
We love having you on here. And you know what, today when I talked to you, I sent you a text today, I want to talk about, this is what I've been saying all season, is run the damn ball. We want to run the damn ball. What is the deal? Give us a little background. Give us some pros and cons of running the football.
Well, the pros, obviously, it's an attitude. When you run the ball effectively, your offensive linemen get the attitude throughout the game. Your tight ends, your running backs. Mm-hmm. That attitude is what wins football games. And you can be the pretty passing team all day long, but when it comes to, cutting time or something else cutting time, you got to be able to run the ball to get the clock moving to close out games. We've seen a lot of teams over the past that, they're going to win 8 games against teams they probably should beat. They're not going to beat any teams they shouldn't beat because they can't run the ball. And running the ball, besides attitude, it's changed a lot because of the way the rules and where the officials are, and and that's a whole kettle of fish we can get into. But it's the official no longer is the umpire behind the D lineman and the linebackers. He's down in the back with the referee. Mm-hmm. So it's harder to run the ball nowadays because they don't see defensive holding nearly as much. Mm-hmm. Whereas it used to be called. It's rarely called anymore other than on wide receivers. It's not called in the pit. And
when you say defensive holding, they're just holding the guy so they can't get up to the line.
Yeah, let's say I'm a guard and I'm working with my backside tackle, and everybody, again, we want to run the ball to the right. Well, the real block is wherever that cut is, whether it's your center left guard or your left guard, your left tackle. That's where the play is made. Mm-hmm. If you don't seal that backside, the play can't be made. And so getting one of those linemen to the next level, to the backer, is how you make these plays. And if that D lineman can hold that lineman up from getting to the second level with no repercussions, it's really hard to run the ball. And that's why you've seen so much lateral running nowadays, where you run and you just hope that somebody overruns a gap or they stretch a gap too big and you can break a cut and go. And a lot of that, too, is because no longer do kids – they no longer learn to displace on the run game. They learn to cover up. Yeah. And, if you remember when we were playing and before us, an offensive lineman had to actually physically displace a player. And you wanted to get him moving. They don't do that anymore. Yeah. Just cover him up.
Yep.
And
let the back find it.
Yeah, let the back find it. Well, that's pretty.
Basketball screens.
That's what it is. Yeah, just screen people off, cover in the way, and unfortunately, the reason so many guys don't make it again to the next level is the NFL can't find offensive linemen who can displace people.
Yeah.
I look at so many of these teams, and you've got a 2-man Crowther machine, which is my favorite sled, and almost none of them know how to use it. No. Yeah. High schools don't even have it anymore.
They just be spinning.
Yeah, they just be, and it's like, oh dear God. I'm happy to see Coach Carroll here. They use it for double teams and to come off and all that, and because he learned from a coach at Seattle named Mike Solari, who was my coach at the Chiefs. And he was at the 49ers with Jesse Sapolo and all that group. Oh, yeah. You don't have to be a big guy to displace people. You have to have your right pad level. You have to know where your hips are. You have to remember that you're not bench pressing somebody off you. You're deadlifting somebody out of an area.
Yeah.
And once you learn that and you don't break your tension, you can start displacing people. And good blockers are hard to find because they're never taught that.
Fans, I hope you're taking notes, man, because we're going to take some notes. We want to make you and if you're a coach, listening in, you got to take notes here. Glenn, tell us about. This is what I see. The plays haven't really changed, And I was texting last night with Coach Bernardi. Gary Bernardi, and Bernardi, and I was saying, we got to run the doggone football. He goes, Glenn, things hasn't changed over the 40 years that I've been coaching. He says it hasn't changed. You have to do it. What are some of the are there any difference in the plays, like counter or
no? They're still running outside zone, inside zone, counter, power. It's all the same stuff.
Just doing it out of one back now.
Yeah, doing a lot of it out of one back now instead of two, and that's fine. You can do that. And personally, I think 11 personnel, one tight end, one running back. That's my favorite for personnel group. You can do everything out of that. And and again, the importance of running the thing is, let's say I'm not as good as that team, but I can run the ball 3 to 4 yards every play. Well, I can speed the game up in a big hurry and keep you from getting that ball in your hands. Yeah. And I can make this a game. Yep. I can make it a game. And, and I think the fans get so used to this throw the ball over the yard and, we got to have all this offense. You know what? Dick Tomey made a living and made us relevant by winning games with special teams, great defense, and running the ball for 4 yards a carry.
And shortening the game.
That's right. Speed it up, baby.
Yeah.
Speed it up.
Just like that. Get that clock running, like the running clock.
Yep.
And I think that's where we had to look at our personnel and look at who we are, and I just don't know if we have identified who we are, or we're trying to be somebody else.
Well, I'm going to say, I think we have. I mean, we at the 12 win, we're a passing team.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to look a lot like what the NFL people are doing, because I think he want to help these guys move on to the next level. But I think the problem is this is college.
Yeah.
Right, and the game is played a little bit different. You don't have the personnel. You don't have the ability to go in and out of what is it, just getting players from free agency and everything. You can't do that right now.
I don't know, the portal's changed a lot.
I'm saying during the year. During the season, you can't just pick up guys from the waiver wire and just make the things keep going or whatnot. So it's a little bit different. And my thing is this. What happened to the double team blocks? What happened to the double teams up to the linebackers? I don't see that much. I see linebackers running all over the place, just making plays. And again, what happened to that? I mean, can you not do it because you're running?
You can. I think your double team blocks, particularly on your backside or your front side duos, you can do it. But the problem again is, can you get the guy off who needs to come off? And if that linebacker plays to the gap you're running to, you can't get the guy off because he's being held.
Got to get him out. Yeah.
So that's why what they try to do is that double team just tries to wash everything down, just wash it and hope that we can come behind it. And let's face it. Unless your quarterback is running the ball really effectively for you, it doesn't have to be a great runner, but he's got to be a willing runner. You're always outmanned 11-10 when you're on offense. Always. Right? If you have a pure quarterback, you're outmanned 11-10. So you have to be able to figure out mismatches and manage that where you're going to put people in conflict to give you that edge.
Okay, I don't want to stop this conversation, but let's pause 10 seconds to allow station identification of the Meridian Wealth Management pregame show.
KCUE Tucson, a Cumulus media station. This season, Jed Fish will lead the Wildcats into battle, and the only place to hear the game, Wildcats Radio 1290.
And we're back. We're here back with Glenn Parker, famous University of Arizona offensive lineman, better known also as the professor.
Hey, I wanted to go back, and I'm sorry, Glenn, to interrupt you, but you talked about have things changed. Here's a great example, right? When I was hired on staff here a few years ago, people were like, well, what does he know about the zone read? I'm like, I ran zone. Zone is what I ran for 7 years in the NFL. My first 7 years, that's all we were, was the zone team. Yeah. At a time when a lot of the NFL was either man or zone. Yeah. Now, of course, you got to do it all. You can't be one or the other anymore. But it's like, this game doesn't change, people. You can get a 75-year-old football coach off the street who hasn't coached in 30 years, and he can coach the game. It's the same thing.
And you know what thing that bothers me? I watched the film after I watched the game, then I watched the film. And what bothers me on the backside, when we were talking about earlier, is we're just trying to cut guys. I'm like, you got to we used to be able to talk. I remember Bernardi yelling at me, you got to get upfield. You got to move your guy upfield.
You have to displace him.
Yeah, you got to get him off his spot. You can't just cut him.
Right.
You can't just get in front of him and then just ride. And these guys are not getting him. And we have so many lanes for our running backs if we just do that.
Right. Right. If we cover up and displace, you can do a million things. But
it's just amazing.
It's tough to coach them to do that. Kids haven't learned it. And you remember the difference in football at the college level from when you and I played till now is coaches have 3 years to win or they're fired.
Yeah.
So there's always an expediency to get guys in who can play now, have a system that they can learn and go, or else I'm going to get fired. And it's created a football quality that's just not nearly as good as it used to be. The average football player just doesn't have the skills he used to have.
So do you think there's any cons to running football?
Well, yeah, it's certainly, I think you could get into the problem that if all you can do is run the ball, one-dimensional, right?
Yeah.
But that's it. I mean, I'd rather be a great running team with an okay passing game than the other way around. I'd rather be able to smash people all day long.
Yeah.
But that's me. I'm an offensive lineman. It's the attitude. I want to smash people.
Yeah, and I think just like Michigan does. Michigan's they do it like they want to make sure that you understand that we are physical. Hey, where's Mike Hayes, man?
Oh, legend right there.
Legend, come on. You got to bring him over.
ASU player, but we love him.
I know.
He's a Hall of Famer now.
Come on over, man. You want to talk? We're gonna get Mike Hayes.
We got a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, we got a Hall of Famer here. He's walking in, even though he's from the other side.
Well, no, he's come to the light.
Yeah, he's come to the light. Come on in. You come for a couple seconds. Can you come in for a couple seconds, Mike?
I can.
Yeah.
All right, let me get him set up over here. Hey, just a reminder, where did his son go to high school?
Oh,
Cathedral Catholic. So I just want to make sure we throw that out there. Roll downs, right?
You got it. We got Mike Hayes, Hall of Famer. From the Los Angeles Raiders, New England Patriots, one of the best corners ever to play.
Prototypical corner.
Yeah, if you look at him now, he looks like he can still play, man. How you doing, Mike?
Don't be fooled, though.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing real good.
Doing good?
Yeah, good
You
health.
ready for a good game today?
I hope so. That's the reason I'm here. I want to see a good game.
Good.
Mike's son plays here, fans. Rex. It's Rex.
Well, so far he's practicing.
Yeah, he's practicing.
Yeah, he'll be suited up today. He's a freshman, and hopefully next time they'll be playing. But this year he's not. And so, it doesn't matter. Even if he was playing, I'm rooting for my son. And I'm rooting for everybody to come out of this game healthy.
Yes.
And that all the fans have a good opportunity to cheer for their team. Make it even, make it fair. Somebody's got to win, though. So may the best team win.
So tell us, what's your fondest memories of the Arizona State-Arizona game?
I think the first.
What's your record?
Three wins, 1 loss.
Oh, okay.
But our loss was a shutout, and that was the most devastating thing that ever happened. Like 10-0. It was crazy. I have a lot of fond memories. My first time, I'm from California, Southern California, and my first time we played the U of A, I was a freshman, and I believe the game was down here in Tucson, and to me it was just another game. I didn't know about the rivalry and all that kind of stuff. And we had all these seniors that the coach put in the game. I'm like going, man, why'd you put him in? He go, and then he'd come in the huddle, and the guy says, "Come on, guys!" He'd just be like, I'm going, wow, where'd this come from? The guys have been that way the whole year. And this game, he's like, golly. And he's like pushing me, come on, freshman, and all that kind of stuff. I'm going, dang, what's going on? And then we had one guy in the huddle, he was hurt. He was injured. He was like, oh. And someone said, man, you got to go out. He goes, man, I can't say the exact words he said. But he said, I ain't going out.
Yeah, because he played Arizona.
Yeah, that was the game for him.
Yeah.
And so I really, I got a great introduction to the rivalry that year.
Yeah.
And I talked to a lot of the seniors about it. I still see it. I see it here. I've been hanging out with Ricky Huntley and his brothers, Man, that rivalry is still alive and well.
Alive and well. We're here talking with Mike Hayes, Hall of Famer, NFL Hall of Famer. It's great to have him to drop by. Yes. I tell you, I came from California. Stanford and Cal was my brother played at Cal, so I knew that thing. Then when I got here, man, when I came to Sun Devil Stadium and saw the crowd, when you guys had those pom-poms, he goes, duh, 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 duh. I can't even say it. He said it like that. And then all at one time, this blew me away when I saw that.
I'm a California kid too, Southern Cal. And I didn't, I was like, okay, this rivalry, and you don't really know about it like you. And then kids are talking prior to the game, and one kid stands up and goes, listen, and I think he was a sophomore at the time. He says, man, I got to tell you something. My dad, he played at ASU. He goes, He hasn't talked to me since the day I committed to U of A. I was like, whoa. They're taking it really seriously. You talk to your son?
Oh, yeah, I talked to my son. I talked to him, of course. You know, he loves it. He's having a good time. He loves the offensive system. He's enjoying himself here, so I'm glad he made a choice. And to me, that's the most important thing.
100%.
We just asked Glenn, what was the difference in football from then, to now? What was the difference from when you played, as far as you watching these passing offenses where they're throwing the ball all over the field? What was the difference between now and then?
That was really it. Back then, they only threw when they had to on third and long situations. Yeah, right. Oh, and they surprised us on first down with a play-action pass. It was really different. So the running backs, they were all trying to have over 100 yards, and they carry the ball 25 times, all that kind of thing. And so now they sneak the ball to them. It's like they make it look like a pass. They give it to him, then the quarterback still rolls out like he got the ball. So it's more of a passing attack now, and I think the defenses have to be really sharper than they were before.
Well, now, when you played also, it was you guys, when I say you were prototypical, is you were a guy that didn't do what a lot of corners and safeties did back in the day, the manhandling of the receiver. The rules have changed so much that the guys today can't touch a receiver. They're not even, so it's become passive because, could you imagine if you could have done if you had to play in a day's rule, everybody on your field, you could have done it because that's who you were. A lot of guys you played with could not play in the game.
No, they couldn't. And, you could really be physical. You could get the guy, push him out of bounds. You could knock him out of bounds. You could do a lot of different stuff like that. Can't get away with that stuff now. So you really have to be a great athlete, and and the only thing bothers me now is I never see the DBs look back for the ball. That bothers me. They don't want to get what the heck? Look back, man. Look back for the ball. That might be a pick.
Right. Yeah.
I see a guy knock a ball down with one hand. I'm going, man, I would have picked that ball. That ball coming in there so late. Come on.
Yeah, and then you see the same indicators when the guy goes for his hands. You turn your all the stuff and everything.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Listen to that. So when you were in college, so you're more of a physical guy because in a corner you had to tackle a lot.
Well, we had to. Yeah, absolutely. Especially at Arizona State with Frank Kush. Are you kidding me? You're going to learn to tackle the hard way or the easy way. You're going to take a chance no matter what. Try and get in there. So I really appreciated everything I learned, during my time at Arizona State. I love the rivalry. I became good friends with a lot of guys that went to the U of A. And we all understand the rivalry, and we appreciate it. You got to have it. You got to have it. And it's kind of what makes you good. And sometimes it helps you understand that there's another side of you that you got to bring out.
That's right.
And they bring that side of you out.
Yeah, that game does.
Yep.
Well, Mike, we appreciate you coming on, just walking by. That was like saying, we got to get this guy coming on. And I've been talking to you and we're trying to get you on. And next year we're going to try to get you on again, man.
Sounds good. I'd love to do that.
Thanks for coming by.
All right.
That's Mike Haynes, NFL Hall of Famer.
Wait a second. I got to ask him a question. Just happened today, saw it this morning. Pro Football Hall of Fame semifinalist came out. Friend of ours, Eric Allen, is on that list as well. What do you think?
I hope he makes it. He had a great career, and he's a good guy. I think everybody would appreciate seeing him in the Hall.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming by. I had to get that in because our boys all played at Cathedral together.
Oh, really?
Go ahead.
That's awesome.
No, that was it. No, I'm just in awe. It's the first time I met a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
We got
to get a picture of that. Let's get a picture real quick.
I tried out for the Raiders. I was there at the camp. Got cut on the last.
I was there when he was there.
Yeah. I was out there in 98. So yeah, man. I had that opportunity. But just looking at you, man, I'm just like how good you look and everything. Just amazing, man, for sure.
Well, I appreciate that. I really enjoyed those days on the Raiders. Al Davis was really different from most of the other owners in the NFL. Mm-hmm. He really wanted to win. I always feel like the other owners, they wanted to make money.
Right.
That was their focus. His was winning. I don't care about the money.
Yeah.
And that's me as a player. That's all I want to do is win.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to a team to make money.
Right.
I want to go to a team to play to win.
Yes.
And that was my focus, and that was my motivation, and I still appreciate that about him.
Man. Yeah. And back then, I thought he was really intelligent about the personnel, knew the personnel.
Absolutely.
Because my first day, when I was in camp, I was sitting down. Everybody used to tell me you could smell him coming. So I heard him. I smelled him coming.
No, you may be clear on that now.
Yeah,
you smell him coming because he's wearing
cologne. And he stood next to me and he said, Glenn Howell. He said Hayward High. He knew where I went to high school. Went to Chabot College. You know, we wanted to take my brother Wesley Howell, who was a wide receiver for Cal. He said we wanted to take him, we couldn't take him, but the Jets took him. And then he says, "Welcome to the L.A. Raiders." And I was like, "Oh my God, he knew who I was."
The exact same thing to me. Yeah, exact same thing. I can appreciate that.
Yeah,
story.
he knew exactly all his personality.
And
I was dead nobody.
You got to the story first because I was going to say that guy was a football mind.
Yeah.
Because I was with the Chiefs and I was hurt. And I couldn't play that game, so I'm on the sideline. This pregame, he comes up, talk to me. He goes, "Glenn, what's wrong with you, Parker?" And I start, and he goes, "You know, out of Golden West, you didn't even play high school ball." And he starts going in my back. I'm like, and of course, I had wanted to go to the Raiders. That was my dream, is to go there, and I didn't get to go there. I'm like, man, this guy's amazing.
All right, I got to tell my story then. So I was laying on the field stretching, and I just see a guy come out in this white suit just glowing and floating, right? And out of all the guys, he walked up to me and said, "Mr. Efon, glad we have you, a touchdown leader of the Pac-12. I'm in the Pac-10. I was like, what the? Free agent? How you know? But that's just who he was, man. Couldn't even believe he spoke to me. You don't expect people like that to speak to you. You know, you're in training camp trying to make a team, but you know, that just made me feel good, and it made me realize that he was a people's person first.
Yeah, he really was, and he knew his football forward, backwards, upside down, so every way you can think of. Yes, and when I joined the Raiders, my quick story, I was there in the off season working out. And he saw me, and he said, Mike, come here. I want you to see this. I went, okay. So I walk in there, and he has a film projector going, and he flips up the button. The film starts to roll. He didn't tell me what we were looking at. So we're looking at some guy kicking a field goal during a game, and the ball gets blocked. And then it's a college game, so this is recruiting, getting ready for the draft. And so a guy picks up the ball, and he's running for a touchdown. And it looks like he's going to score, and then looks like he's going to get caught all of a sudden. And then this guy speeds up and blocks that last guy. And he goes ahead and scores. He goes, "What do you think of that?" I'm like, "What?" The block, the guy that blocked the ball, the guy that picked the ball up that ran for a touchdown, the guy that came up to the last minute and got the block. And he goes, "Yeah, that." I'm going, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Mike, you cannot train a guy to run 10 yards past everybody else to get to that one block." He says, "You can't coach that. You got to have that instinctively." Guess what round we drafted?
I knew it. In? Second.
First round. Wow. I went in the first round, and when I told him, I said, "Man, you know what got you in the first round?" Oh, he goes, "What?" I said, "Your block on that." not the block, but the guy who blocked the ball, but the guy who blocked the guy who was chasing after your guy. It's like, wow, really?
Yeah.
Tell a lot about a man.
Yeah.
Tell a lot about Al.
I'm telling you. That is
awesome.
looking deep into personnel.
Yeah. That is great. Mike, thank you so much for coming by, joining us. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We got to get a picture.
Right. Yeah, can we get a picture real quick? All right, let's take a quick time out. We'll come back. Glenn Parker, thank you so much. I didn't get the chance to ask you about tailgating. I need some tailgating advice.
It's a whole other episode.
All right, we'll do that another time. All right, we'll continue with you. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
That's In the Huddle with Howell. He's driven by Larry H. Miller Dodge Ram Fiat. Driven by you on Wildcats Radio 1290. Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management pregame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
At First Chiropractic, most auto and on-the-job insurance pays 100% of the cost of care, and they are now preferred providers of our veterans with TriWest Health Insurance. If you need chiropractic care, call First Chiropractic, the most trusted name in chiropractic care, serving Tucson since 1986.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. For some of you, the cooler overnight temperatures will be just enough to trigger your tire's low-pressure warning light. In most cases, you can solve...
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it and tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's hot! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down I mean, that was from mid-court.
A football 401, like senior level, right?
Yep.
Senior level tutorial in football from Glenn Parker. Then we have one of the all-time greats.
I think one of the greatest corners
in the history of the National Football League. And the best part about it is he's a Wildcat dad.
Yes.
And Mike Haynes, whose son Rex is a freshman on the football team. And by the way, I did point out to Kelvin that Rex, right? Rex, and I asked about Eric Allen, who's a semifinalist now for the Hall of Fame. I brought that up because Rex, so Mike Haynes' son, Eric Allen's son, and my son all played football together in high school.
Is Eric Allen's son playing?
Eric Allen, he's playing at San Jose State.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jordan Allen's playing at San Jose State. Trying to get him here as a walk-on, but he's at San Jose State instead. But just to have him come by, and he's around the program. Like you said, he was been hanging out, spending time with the Hunleys. I've seen him talk to the team a couple times. Be able to have somebody like that come in and talk to your team is invaluable. So we thank Mike Haynes
such a good
for
guy,
coming by.
too.
Great guy, right?
The only thing that's bad about him is that he's from Arizona State.
But he's overcome that by sending his kid to the University of Arizona, right?
I know.
Right?
I said, Mike, no, that's the only thing, man. I said, there's one day a year I might not like you.
But if his son ever gets in and catches a touchdown that day, then giddy up.
You've seen his son? His son is...
Yeah, his son is tall, fast. He's going to be a player here.
Yes,
all right, let's get to this because we're a little behind schedule. Let's get to our offensive scouting report brought to you by O'Reilly Chevrolet Fiat.
Here is the Wildcats offensive scouting report for today's game.
He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
The offensive scouting report is brought to you by O'Reilly Chevrolet.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
And more with O'Reilly Chevrolet.
All right, guys, we know Arizona can move the ball up and down the field. We also know Arizona can put the football across the goal line. Last week, Jaden Delore had a little bit of a hiccup and some miscues. We expect him to bounce back and have a big game against the Sun Devils coming up at 1 o'clock. But here's Jed Fish just kind of going through what Arizona's offense has become this season.
Some interesting things about the game. I would say that it was 176 yards by Dorian. Dorian's now got 1,014 yards. Jacob has 1,001 yards, so pretty cool to have two 1,000-yard receivers on the same team with still another game to play, only in a 12-game season. T-Mac is over 700 yards. First time ever in Arizona, the three guys are over 700 yards in the same season. Jaden is fifth right now, all-time, fifth also in the country currently at about 3,500 yards. Hope to be able to continue that. I know that he threw the ball for a bunch of yards again last week. Tanner is second all-time in season catches. So there's a lot of good things, especially with the fact that every one of those players will be returning.
About 10 seconds.
Moving forward, I'm hopeful of that. And then other than that, I think we know what's ahead of us. And all of our focus is on the team up north.
You look through what Arizona's been able to accomplish offensively. Tanner McLaughlin comes out of nowhere. Remember, that's a walk-on. That's a walk-on that had just had film. Devastating knee injury. Kelvin, he was rehabbing by watching YouTube videos, right?
Yeah.
You've got Dorian Singer, who earned his scholarship. You've got Cowing that came over, but everybody's questioning. Well, UTEP, that's a little school.
I think he walked on there.
Yeah, what's that?
I think he walked on to UTEP. I believe.
Walked into UTEP. Yeah. Walked out of UTEP. Then gets a scholarship, comes out here. Jaden Delore, what are you going to do when you transfer? So many players, so many questions answered this year by the Cats.
Yeah, they answered a lot of questions offensively. They definitely showed that they can throw the ball around the field and make plays. I mean, the guys were making one-handed catches, over the shoulder, behind the back, however, they're doing a great job passing the ball. But ultimately, it's about, being clear, we're talking about is getting the dub. So, that's great, being able to throw the ball around, but you got to add that running game in there. You got to add that attitude in there as well. So, you can check out the box for a passing game, but for wins and getting the rushing game down, that's something that we're still working on.
Yeah. Let's go, Tyler! Let's go, Tyler Loop! Go, Tyler Loop! I think that's Tyler Loop's dad who just walked by. I had to look up twice and go, dude's got a 33 Loop jersey. That's got to be a member of the Loop family, right?
Exactly,
right?
Exactly.
I think, you know what, again, some Wildcats got to make a play. He's got to make a play today, right?
Yeah, he does. And sometimes it comes down to that in these games. We talk about the offense. Kelvin, you're absolutely right. We got to get dubs. We could do all the great stats and everything. I just don't think that we have come to a point on our offense that we make adjustments when people are stopping us. We got to be better at making adjustments and turning the page. I just don't think we do that very well, and I think we'll get better as we get to know how we get to know that what things that we need to do to change those kind of situations.
And I'll tell you this, Rich and Glenn, I guarantee you those guys will take a couple hundred yards off to get a few more wins and get in the bowl game.
Right.
So at the end of the day, again, it's about winning. I didn't care how many yards I had. You just heard the same thing from Mike Haynes. You didn't care. All it was about was winning. You're looking for winners. You're looking for winning effort.
Part of what he said, though, is also for the future. All of these guys are coming back. Almost everybody's coming back.
I'm just keeping it real. He's a coach. I respect. But man, this thing is real.
Tucson, let's find some more NIL money. One of the young guys that's stepping up into a big role is Sam Longy, who is stepping in for Jordan Morgan. Here's Brennan Carroll. He's going to have a big game today against Arizona State.
He was up and down. Had a couple issues. In protection, we need to get cleaned up. He's well aware of what he needs to do. He just had a couple instances where he lost focus a little bit. So, he's all on it this week. He's ready for the challenge. He knows what's up.
Yeah, Sam's got to play better, man. I mean, I think when you have that opportunity to come in and take over, this is it, man. This is where you got to shine. And I think Sam has, like Coach Carroll said, he has some difficulty watching the film. He has some difficulties, cleaning up, on the backside a little bit and some pass protection. He's got to get better, because today it's going to be a spotlight, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be a spotlight if something goes on today. So he's got to get that cleaned up and have a great game.
And I'll say this, also, if he wasn't a starter, right? So that he's probably, he's not your number one guy. So you have to help him. You have to give him a chip. You got to give him a tight end, a H-back, a running back coming over getting a chip. You have to help him, because you know that he wasn't your starter, and so therefore there were some deficiencies that he needed to get better with. So I'm not surprised, that he had some mistakes. But that's where the coaching comes in as well in game planning.
And it's a lot to ask for him, because he's stepping in for Jordan Morgan, who had been the leader of that offensive line.
Right, and so that's going to cause you to have to change up your protection a little bit, because if that was your best guy, you wasn't giving him much help. He was one-on-one on the island most of the time. Now you have to change up your strategy, because that guy isn't there anymore.
That's what I'm talking about, the adjustments on offense. That's exactly what I'm talking about. How are they going to make the adjustments to make it more efficient on offense?
Here's Jane DeLaura talking about that same thing, cut 8.
I feel like it was good. We just got to do better. We just have to be clean. I feel like everyone is seeing our offense when we're clicking, and sadly that wasn't one of those games. But I mean, we know what to do. We know how we should play on offense, especially with the defense playing amazingly throughout the rest of the season and holding their ground. So we're going to have to come back and help them out now this game.
Glenn.
Yeah, for Jaden, you remember the movie Men in Black, when they used to take that little wand and then and you forget everything right? Everything that just happened. That's what they need to do to him on that game, because he needs to not worry about that game. That game is done and gone, and look forward to this game, because I think that game was not a good mental game for him, I don't think. So I think that he's got to recoup. Maybe talk to the side. They have an on-call psychologist now.
They have a mental coach.
Yeah, they do. They have a mental coach.
Every team has that.
Yeah,
by the way.
Everybody has that. So let's go see that person, see that young lady, and get it going. Because I think he has to have a clean mental game today.
Absolutely. All right. Rivalry game. Emotions get high. Some Wildcat needs to make a play. Things get tense. One of the things Arizona has to do today is to protect the football, whether it's Jaden DeLaura, Michael Wiley, or the receivers after a catch. Here's Brennan Carroll talking about that cut 9.
Yeah, it's plastered everywhere. It's if you just walk down the hallway, it's all about the ball from the length of the building. So that message will never change. We understand the importance of it from both places that we've been for years upon years. Protect the football, go get the ball.
Yeah, you have to protect the football. In big games like this, those turnover battles are huge, whether it be, and a lot of time what people don't think about is on special teams. It's not just the running backs and the receivers that are carrying the ball. It's your punt returners, your kick returners, making clean catches, making good decisions on whether to fair catch or to be aggressive. It's the end of the year, so you have to watch out for guys trying to do a little bit too much. So you want a Wildcat to make a play, but you also don't want a Wildcat to make a dumb mistake.
Yeah, in this game, there's a lot of emotions going on in this game, man. I'm telling you, there's anger, there's excitement, there's nervousness. You got to control all those games, all those emotions in this game, because this game it's different than any other game that you'll play at University of Arizona because of the things that are at stake here for this rivalry. And you have to be able to understand, and the team that handles those emotions the best are the ones that are going to win this game.
And we have a lot of young guys that are playing. And the first time that they are not freshmen anymore, because most of these guys have played over 6 games and started a lot of the games. But those emotions have to be controlled. The understanding of what type of game this is, as far as how big it is something that I don't know if they know yet. And some of the ASU guys absolutely know. So it's about, did coach get enough guys in there to tell them about this game? Did the senior leadership on this team get enough in there to tell them guys about this game? Because again, this ASU game brings a little difference out of you, some different things out of you.
I had a fan walk by. She's walked by 3 times wearing a Sun Devil hat. I waved at her. She just gave me a look. Did you see that eye she gave me? It's on, man. It's on now. All right, one of the things we do have to look at is how is Jaden DeLore going to bounce back after last week's game. Here's Brendan Carroll, cut 10.
He's a resilient kid, even that situation, or there's a play he doesn't like during the game, he can go to the next play and sometimes go to the next game. So he needs to do that this week, and we're well on the way with that. So we expect a great performance out of this weekend.
Well, I'll say stat-wise, it didn't always show in wins, but I thought stat-wise he played better after a bad game. You go look at every game that he played where it was tough, he threw interceptions or something, he always came back and played a better game. So the kid is a competitor. The kid understands how to win. He comes from a winning high school. He was a part of a winning team at Washington State that made it to a bowl game. So this is a guy that wants to win and that has that moxie. It's just all about controlling himself at the end of the day. One thing I do like is that he got into it on the sideline and came right back and threw it. Came right back and threw an interception. So that kind of shows that the guy knows how to move on. He probably has brothers and sisters because in your family, you and your brother have a fight. Next minute, y'all right back playing hopscotch, shooting marbles or something.
Yeah, and Brendan Carroll's a little vanilla, isn't he? He's a little vanilla.
He's not giving anything.
He doesn't give anything.
Trenton Bourguet didn't talk this week at Arizona State. I don't think Brendan's going to give us anything this week.
Yeah, I know. He's real vanilla, man. I'm like, man.
They didn't want Trenton to say it's personal.
They
didn't want to get one of those
Exactly. Unless they had to get that woman that keeps walking by giving the stink eye wearing that Sun Devil hat. All right, last thing. Here's Sean Aguano, the head coach at Arizona State. He talked a little bit about Jaden DeLore, and what he said was you can't get fooled by him when he's moving. You think he's going to do one thing, he takes off and does another. Here's Sean Aguano, the head coach at Arizona State.
We have a dangerous quarterback, a quarterback that kind of quarterback we faced the whole year. We got to contain him in the pocket. They can probably throw the ball 40, 50 times. He makes great off-schedule throws, and we're going to have to make sure that our eyes don't get dirty and we keep a hand on the receivers and watch our man. And so there's a lot of things that we have to do defensively to keep him contained. And then offensively, we have to make sure that we can run the football on him.
About 10 seconds.
On third down and not be 1 yard short on 3 of them. But all of those things to extend our series and play fundamental football.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a steady diet at X-Valade. I'm telling you today. They're going to try to shove that down our throats, just like he said. They got to run the football. And we got to stop the run. That's what we got to do today. Because they're going to try to do what Washington State did with us. They took the ball away from us. Yeah. So we kind of pressed a little bit. We pressed. They're going to try to take the ball away from us. So we're going to get a steady diet of X-Valade, and they're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball because if Bourguet is the quarterback, he's going to manage that. They're going to manage him. And then if we have the other guy, he's going to be able to run the ball. They're going to be probably a little bit more risky with him.
Go ahead. Then I have one other comment. Do you want?
Yeah. I mean, that's
my comment has nothing to do about this.
Okay.
Can I tell you what I'm watching right now?
Yeah.
I'm watching 3 Arizona State fans play catch in front of us in the street because we're out here on the corner of University and Campbell. I've watched them throw 10 balls, and I've watched them drop 9 of them. Okay, I just see the homeboy right there. The other guy just walked away because he kept dropping the football. And the other side, they keep dropping, and they're only throwing it like probably 5 yards. So I'm just saying, Kelvin, I just noticed that.
That's why they're going to run the ball.
I watched them drop the ball time after time. But for Jaden, he does have that X factor that when he's going and teams rotate and wide receivers are out there and defensive backs give up, he can make explosive plays happen out of nothing.
Yeah, he can extend plays. He's a guy that doesn't give up on a play. He's going to try to hang around and move around in the pocket until he find a guy that's open downfield. I actually think he's more dangerous at that than actually running. If I was the team, I would drop back and try to stop those passes more so than worried about him picking up first downs with his legs. But, again, I was just thinking back about ASU. I think one of the things that they're going to throw at us is I think Emory Jones. Running quarterbacks have killed us all year. Nothing against Trenton. I think Trenton is a good guy. He can manage the team. He can, he's helped them beat Colorado this year. But I think we better watch out for Emory Jones getting in the game, running the ball with that +1 football.
Plus, I still think Tyler Loop's going to have a big game today, right? I think that's the Loop family walking by. Yes, that's right. Tyler Loop, huge game today. Sorry, I just wanted to throw that out there as he's coming by because I need him today, right?
Right. Oh, yeah.
You need every Wildcat to make a play. All right, coming up on our pregame show, we'll take a look at the Pac-12 scoreboard. We're in one of the lone games today, but we'll run through some of the action. We also have a lot of guys that are going to stop by and visit with us. I mean, listen, first hour, you get Clinton Parker, you get Mike Haynes. This is a heck of a pregame show. We'll continue with you. I'm Rich Herrera, the Captain Kelvin Efon, Glenn Howell. We'll continue with you here on the Radio Wealth Management pregame show, counting down to that 1 o'clock kick at Arizona Stadium. It's Arizona State coming up here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
That's the Wildcats Offensive Scouting Report. The Offensive Scouting Report is brought to you by O'Reilly Chevrolet. O'Reilly Chevrolet, get more with O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Yeah.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management pregame show is brought to you in part by Royal Cadillac Buick GMC, Mesquite Valley Growth. This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for 2. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins. Throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three. Blocked again by Koloko. Follow grabs it. It's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way. Out to Tabellis. Down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The Locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
4th down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on 4th down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball. Down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his 3rd foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like what, driving down that was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's
We're tied.
Huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift.
We continue with you from the mall at the University of Arizona. It's a blustery day. I'm not sure. The weather says it's about 13-mile-an-hour gusts.
Yeah.
How does that affect inside the stadium?
Stadium doesn't get that windy, I don't
Right,
think.
because it's kind of open. It doesn't have that steep shot at it. All right, so we'll see what happens. Today as Arizona takes on Arizona State. I'm Rich Herrera, Captain Kelvin Efon, Glenn Howell. Coming up just a little bit. Well, I'll get to that in the rundown. But before we do anything, let's just get to our Pac-12 scoreboard. It's brought to you by Mesquite Valley Growers.
Here is today's Pac-12 scoreboard, brought to you by Mesquite Valley Growers. Mesquite Valley Growers. Real growers, real experience, real nursery. Here is Rich Herrera on Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, let me get through this real quick because we're going to get Jay Dobbins in here with us in just a second. Today, Arizona State, Arizona goes at 1 o'clock today. UCLA, California gets going at 2:30. Hey, real quick, that's your Mesquite Valley Growers scoreboard for today.
That's today's Pac-12 scoreboard, brought to you by Mesquite Valley Growers. Mesquite Valley Growers. Real growers, real experience, real nursery.
All right.
Let's take a look at the Right Way Rundown and see what's coming up on our pregame show, brought to you by Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Doing things the right way.
All right, coming up in just a matter of moments, we're going to be joined by one of the guys. He should be the spirit animal of the Arizona Wildcats, Jay Dobbins. We'll be in our players-only meeting. Then we'll take a look at the defensive scouting report. All of that coming up here on the Right Way Rundown. So let's get that quick time out. We'll come back because I want to hear from Jay Dobbins, guys.
Yes, sir.
Jay Dobbins joins us next here on 1290.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management pregame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Do we have anybody else that's coming by right now?
Will you watch Wildcat football? This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down. That was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's
We're tied.
a huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points.
Arizona taking on that school up north. Be careful where you park today, Sun Devil fans. I'm just saying, be careful where you park today. All right, coming up here on our pregame show, it's time for our players-only meeting where I get out of the way. I let the Letterman sit and talk about the ball game and about Arizona. Boy, I can't wait to hear our next guest. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, going into the players-only meeting today is the guy that I think should be the spirit animal of the Arizona Wildcats, Jay Dobbins.
Let's go inside the Wildcats Radio 1290 locker room for a players-only meeting. Here is our letterman, Glenn Howell, and the captain, Kelvin Efon.
Welcome, Wildcat fans. We got a great guest for you today. My boy, Jay Dobbins. He was a All Pac-10 wide receiver. He was the I'm telling you, you're talking about a guy that works his butt off to get where he was at. This guy's a steady diet of working. He was an retired ATF agent. Did some great stuff for our government and everything. And he was also one of the best coaches around here in Tucson, Arizona. He just left his job at Tanker Verde, resigned from there, did a great job, turned that program around. A team that just really has never won, and they won some games, won a lot of games, and did a great job. Jay Dobbs, great to have you on. How you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for having me. You know, when we start talking about ASU, like, I know you guys have FCC rules. I really got to check my language, man, because it starts. If this was us sitting here having a beer, what I say and how I say it would come out a lot different.
Yeah. I love it. We love it. We love it.
Somebody ready to go. Somebody sound like they ready to go, suit up, man. Say, that's what it's all about to me. It's a wide receiver, and you wouldn't think that they would be that pumped up and hyped up and ready to go. But tell them, J-Dob, how it doesn't matter what position it is, that intensity has to be there.
Well, Cal, I was thinking about this, knowing that I was going to talk to you guys. Like, one of the things to eliminate for Arizona is pre-snap penalties. Like, before the ball is in play, get rid of those penalties. But here's what's going to happen. Guaranteed there's going to be post-snap penalties. There's going to be punches thrown. There's going to be hits on the boundary. There's going to be late hits. So there's going to be post-snap penalties in this game. Try to get rid of the pre-snap penalties, and you're ahead of the game.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely, Jay. I was talking about earlier today, there's a lot of emotions going into it. You're angry. You're nervous. You're happy. You're excited. All those emotions get to you, and then when you walk onto the field, that's why when you're in the locker room getting ready, and then you walk on the field. And I remember when we played, it was sold out every single game, and I was telling them about how I used to get excited when they used to play those. They used to have those little fan things, little wands they used to do, dun 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 dun, and then they would sing that nasty song, whatever, and it would be up there at Arizona State Stadium. How that made you feel? That just pumped you up. What is one of your best memories about the Arizona State game?
Well, like, you guys experienced this. This game, man. There's dudes throwing down at the coin toss.
Yeah.
Like, when they flip the coin, like, they're ready to go, man. There's dudes throwing down at the coin toss. That's what it means.
I had a little experience with that.
Tell us about that, K.E.
Well, usually ASU comes up and they try to have some 7-foot guys and try to have makeup on their face. What they call the black stuff. They put on, they have the black stuff, all war paint. Like they are the wrestling tag team or something. Yeah. I'm like, no, bro, this football. We're not intimidated with your size, not with your fake voices that you're making, your fake. I'm Prime. I'm Optimus Prime. Yeah. We're not afraid of none of that stuff, bro. You're finna be in a battle. You're finna be in a real fight. Hey. If it was up to us, we could handle it in that back parking lot over there. Exactly. It doesn't matter. Right over there in between, what's that, La Paz, the stadium, the dorms right there. We can do it over there. It don't matter when you're trying to really get a win.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I was just saying, for these seniors, there's kids that are going to be on that field tonight. This is the last time they're going to put on a helmet and shoulder pads. Tell me that they're not ready to die for this game tonight, that they're not ready to lose their life in this game tonight.
Yeah, they got to. And then what's amazing, Jay, is there's some seniors on here that's never beaten Arizona State.
And bigger than that is a senior on here. Last time they played down here, got beat 77-7.
Yeah, and that is something that should be stuck in their craw, that they should do by any means necessary to win this ball game.
That, you know what, that 70-7 score, that was not an accident. That was to rub our nose in it. So Jed's like, hey, this is personal. It is personal. Like, flip the coin, let's start throwing down, and you know what, 60 minutes later, let's see what happens. But that 70, that ain't ever happening again.
Yeah, and you know, Jay, we were fortunate to never. I don't think you ever lost. You never lost either, right? To Arizona State.
I did not.
Yeah,
I did not.
Yeah, so we both never lost to Arizona State. Tell me what your feeling was when you went into those games. Every game, I can tell you what I'll tell you after when I played. But tell me what your feeling was that you remember every time we went into those games.
Well, you know what? You're so excited and you're so overhyped for this special game. You think it can be dangerous because it can lead to glitches and mistakes that you wouldn't normally make because you're so wound up. You're so spun up, and like checking that and being able to pump the brakes on that and pull it back a little bit, play at a high level, but not like go over the top with it. That's hard to do, and it's hard to do that.
Yeah, and Jay, I remember, when we used to do our last hit, when Larry used to give us the last hit. Those were really emotional times, of doing that. And fans, if you don't understand what we're saying, Larry Smith, what they used to do is that all the seniors on the last practice before we go to play Arizona State, we'd have our final hit. So they put a dummy out there, and we would go out tackling them, and we would be out there, and we do our final hit,
the senior hit. Yeah.
So we go out there, and then you make your hit, you run down all the teams lined up. That for me was really emotional, and understanding that I was going into battle for the last time with my teammates against a rivalry, going against the Scummies up there, and it was I felt that every time I did that last hit, I knew that I had a feeling that we were going to win, because it was just that we knew the importance of the game. And I think Coach Smith really emphasized the importance of the game.
It was super. I mean, like in our goals, in our season goals, beat ASU was on the wall every year. That was not just a game that we were going to play. I played in the '82 game with Brian Holland's big catch and run. You know what? That was the first ASU game I played in. Glenn, Kel, that was 40 flipping years ago. Yeah. Right? And still, right? The '83 game I played in where Max hit the last second field goal and beat him. And then Glenn, you'll remember this, the '84 game. We beat them, I think, 16-13 after the game, right? We're sitting in dirt bags, and we're like, hey, man, here comes the goalpost. They broke the goalpost down and brought the dang goalpost to dirt bags.
Yeah, that was awesome. We were chilling at DBs, man. And those were great times. I mean, you understand the magnitude. Remember when, 85, when we won up there, we were in their bars. We were up there at that night. We were in their bars on Apache Boulevard, wherever that place was. We were over there, and we were in their bars partying, and it was awesome. It was a great feeling to be able to celebrate our win. We were with cigars and stuff in there. All the guys were in there, Valbachekis and all the guys. And, God bless his soul, man. I mean, we had a good time. And you remember this game for the rest of your life, too. That's the thing.
Well, you go and you went up there, and now you've earned the right to go into their spot.
Right.
And there's nothing they have to say. It's like, hey, if you had anything to say about it, you could have done it when we were in the stadium. You lost your chance.
Tell me, how does it feel going up there? You was 4-0. I was 2-1 in football, and I think 3-1 in basketball against them. How does it feel when you go up there and you know you never lost to them, or you have the winning edge on them? Because me, myself, when I go up there, I feel like it's my second home. I feel like that, we won up there to get into a bowl game. So we beat them again another year. So I just feel like I beat them twice up there. I just feel like it's a home away from home for me.
So I'll tell you what, Cal, that 83 game that I played in, we were losing.
That's right.
15-14 with 3 seconds left. But unfortunately for ASU, Arizona had a dude named Maxton Dehas on the team. That dude drilled like a 40-plus yarder with 3 seconds left to go up 17-15. And dude, they cleared out. Our fans, the Arizona fans, would not leave the stadium. We celebrated with the fans, went in the locker room, and Coach Smith came in the locker room and said, our fans are still out here, man. You guys go back out and enjoy this with them. They wouldn't leave.
That was awesome, and it was all about the special teams, man. That game, remember, Jay, when Beans recovered that fumble, Byron Evans blocked the kick, blocked the punt, and it was just about making the big plays. And you know how Coach Smith used to say, "Who's going to make a play? Who's going to make a play? You going to make a play? What do you know? He'd always tell us that, and everybody understood in those games. That's what you are. Are you going to be in Wildcat lore? Are you going to be able to make that play? And everybody stepped up. I think that was one of our greatest wins, I think, ever when I played at Arizona.
Well, these games and like with today, with society today, what's beautiful and is reinforced in a game like this, you got black dudes, you got white dudes, you got people from the East Coast, from the West Coast, you have people that come from affluent backgrounds, and you got people that grew up with dirt floors. You got people that grew up with big families. You got people that grew up with no parents at home. And today, it doesn't matter because everybody's brothers and everybody's part of that same family.
Jay Dobbins joining us here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification because we're not done with Jay yet. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
KCUE Tucson, a Cumulus media station. This season, Jed Fish will lead the Wildcats into battle, and the only place to hear the game, Wildcats Radio 1290.
I just wanted to ask you, what is that feeling of singing "Bro Down" in that locker room after you get that dub? Because our guys don't know that feeling. The guys on this team don't know that feeling. And who better to explain that than you?
I'll tell you what, Kel, I can't, anybody that knows me that knows that I can't sing, but when I'm singing that song after the ASU game, man, I sound like Luther Vandross.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, when you sing that song, everybody in sync, and we just we feel like we're in a choir when we sing that thing. It's unbelievable of how when you see they sing the Bear Down after the game against Arizona State.
I'm not a player, but can I jump into the players only meeting for just a minute?
Come on in. We got your pass right here.
Thank you very much. Jay, I need a little help here, buddy. I'm sitting here looking at Paul from Phoenix. This is one of the most diehard Arizona Wildcat fans ever. Rides down on that Jay. Wildcat Express.
Jay was on my I was in fourth grade. He was in sixth grade.
All right, you guys went to elementary school together. and so the reason I bring this up in front of him, Jay, is I have all these Wildcat fans that are listening, that are out here tailgating. I need you to let these folks know how important they're going to be today for guys like Christian Young and Christian Roland Wallace and all these Arizona Wildcats. Jay, they could have taken the easy way out. They could have transferred. They could have walked away. They could have quit. But they stood here and they played for 3 different coaching staffs. They took that 70-7 beating, and the next day they were out there working hard. They went through that 20-game losing streak, and this is the last time they're going to wear that Arizona Wildcat helmet. These fans have to get behind these kids today. Tell these fans what they need to do and how much it's going to mean to kids like Christian Young and Christian Roland Wallace and the rest of these seniors.
Well, like with Paul standing there with you, and I'll tell you this, the players, they have goals for today. They have objectives today. The coaches have a game plan. They have a scheme. They have goals and objectives. If you're in that stadium as a fan, your goal needs to be to not have any voice left when this game ends.
Absolutely. That's the thing, is that if we can make this an intimidating place, like we usually do. I mean, I just can't remember. Every time we played these guys, it was just absolutely sold out. And then playing at Sun Devil Stadium when they had 72, they used to have standing room only. And it was just unbelievable playing up there and playing at home. We used to have 58.5, I think it was there when we had the old stadium here. Now we have, like, I think we only have, what now,
55,600.
Yeah, 55,600. We should be able to fill that up because, just like Glenn Parker was saying also, is that people are, you're here, your family's here, perfect game, it's 1 o'clock game. Get down here and come out and watch a great football game. I think it's one of the greatest rivalries in college football.
Well, you guys know when you're in the stadium, their energy and enthusiasm is contagious. So, let the person next to you catch it. Let it spread.
I love it.
And Jay, one thing, we really appreciate you coming on. And, I got goosebumps now. I'm ready to go now. Me and Kel ready to get.
I got to be careful. These two are about to hit me, Jay.
Cat's house. Whose house? Cat's house.
That's right. We're ready to go. And remember, Cats, get ready to roll. Cats, get ready to roll.
You got it going, Jay. I think you got all the crowd here at Arizona Stadium
going. And as you
going.
say that, Jay, here comes the team. They're coming in. They're coming down the ball right now.
All right, so let's do this. Jay, yes, sir.
No, I was going to say I've been on the radio with you guys for almost 20 minutes, and I haven't dropped any swear words, so I'm winning.
Oh, you're 100% winning. Hey, Jay Dobbins, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you taking time joining us this morning. It wouldn't be an Arizona State game unless we heard with Jay Dobbins today. Jay, thank you so much. Bear down. We'll catch up with you soon.
Bear down, Jay.
Here we go, boys. Bear down. Here we go.
There we go.
Bear down.
All right. Awesome. Jay Dobbins joining us here on Wildcats Radio 1290. We'll continue with you. We'll take a look at the defensive scouting report. Hey, here come the Arizona Wildcats. Buses rolling in. We're getting closer to game time here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management pregame. This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang Working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The Locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
4th down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on 4th down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's hot! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball, down by 11, 3 have to go, steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his 3rd foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down that was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Mathurin with the ball for the Wildcats. Mathurin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko, feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline, circles back out top to Mathurin. 10 to shoot, 16 left in the ball game. Mathurin, 3 balls straight away, good!
That's
We're
a
tied.
Huge shot for Ben Mathurin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Mathurin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit.
This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, more fans are pouring into the tailgate area here on the mall at the corner of University and Campbell. The Cats are getting ready to take on Arizona State. By the way, that was a false alarm. That was an ambulance coming by. Maybe they're lining up more because they know how physical this game is going to be. We pray nobody gets hurt, right? We pray nobody gets hurt.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Vin Scully, the legendary, the late Hall of Fame announcer for the Los Angeles Dodgers. You know what he used to do before big games like this? He would go to church and he'd pray. And everybody knew he was a devout Catholic. So Scully would go and pray, and I always thought that was classy. But what I really thought was classy is, you know what he prayed for, Kelvin? He prayed for nobody to be a goat. He prayed for everybody to stay healthy, and he prayed for nobody to make a mistake that they'd have to carry around for the rest of their lives in a big game like that. So that's what I'm going to pray for today, is that we have a great game, that everybody stays healthy, and everyone walks away, no matter who wins or loses, and nobody has a mistake that'll follow them around forever. That's my prayer for today.
Man, and and mine used to be pretty simple too, man. I used to pray for no injuries, and that everybody just played their best.
Yes,
I didn't pray for wins or losses. I just wanted everybody to play their best and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, and no injuries. That's the thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
That's
number one.
That's one thing that I always would give a prayer out for, is to no injuries, because that's when you get hurt in that game, that is just not good.
Yeah. Can we turn Glenn up just a smidge if you guys don't mind? All right, let's get to our defensive scouting report. It's brought to you by Ram Plumbing.
Let's look at Arizona's defensive scouting report for today's football game.
And it's intercepted, picked off. Wildcats back with the ball the other way. They take over at the Colorado 42.
The defensive scouting report is brought to you by Ram Plumbing. When your plumbing is in trouble, call Ram on the double.
All right, today, if we got the depth chart from Arizona State, they released theirs early. Arizona traditionally releases theirs on Thursday, so we have both depth charts. You look across the top of the depth chart for Arizona State. There's Trenton Bourguet, the Marana High Tiger, is a starting quarterback. We'll see whether he plays the entire game. They give us a little bit of both of him and or a little Emory Jones in there, or a little change of pace. But we do know we're going to get a steady diet of Valade today. The transfer, I believe, from Wyoming, who came over to play for Arizona State, and he's been just tremendous all season for the Sun Devils. Here's Johnny Nancet talking about Valade.
The running back's pretty good. I consider him, like I said, I told the staff, he's probably one of the better ones we've seen. He runs hard. He's really one of their main focus. They use him in the passing game a lot. So, that's our number one priority, to stop the run, and obviously taking care of when he's out there running routes and things like that. Make sure we have the matchup we need.
Looking for the matchup you need. Listen, it's going to be simple. They're going to give the ball to Valade. He's going to try to run the ball through the Arizona Wildcats. Keon Barr says, no, we know we are going to stop him. Here's cut 13.
I'm sure he's a great player, but I'm positive that our defense can go out there and stop him. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's great to hear. That's the attitude that you want your defensive tackle to take, that we're positive that we're going to stop them. It's been tough all year for us to stop the run and this type of running back. So I'm excited to see these guys come in and show us what they got. This is the last game of the year. It's put up a shutout. Yep. There's no more what if or could be. Let's see you guys go and smack this guy. This is the only weapon that they really have. I love to talk, but I want to see the walk. I want to see the linebackers and the D linemen take care of this guy.
Yeah, and it's got to be physical up front. That's all we got to do. If we're physical up front, if we can do I'm talking about the front four. The front four guys got to be physical. I want to see a big game from Eccles and Harris. Those guys got to be able to say, hey, this is it, man. We're going to leave it all on the field. I'm expecting big plays from those guys. I'm expecting a lot of a penetration from Bars. I want to see him beating the center, beating the guards, and making penetration. If we can get upfield on these guys, I think we can stop this run.
Now, one of the things that Sean Aguano is talking about this week is, hey, hold on. Maybe it's not going to be all Valade, even though that's what we've seen. Maybe we're going to have some more play-action pass. And if you guys want to key on Valade, go ahead. Here's Sean Aguano.
When you run the football, then explosives come off the play-action pass. And we have not had the explosives that I would have liked the last couple of games. But one of our best players is our running back, and we're going to get him the football as well and see if they can stop him. We've been successful running the football, and we'll keep doing that. But then we will have to make plays down the field and have probably between 12 and 15 explosives in order to keep up, because they have a really good offense that they score a lot as well, and so we're going to have to keep up and try to dominate them from an offensive standpoint.
That segment right there should be played in a defensive meeting. He's telling you right now that we're gonna create explosives by running the football down your throat. That's what we're gonna do. So what are you gonna do? What more do you need to have more motivation than that?
Yeah, no, what more motivation? I mean, they're basically saying they're going to run the ball, and when they don't run the ball, they're going to throw the ball to the running back. You know, so we have to make sure that we have that matchup, where it's not a linebacker on the running back, because I think this guy is too talented just to put a run. Now, I think Manu could be a guy. Manu could be a guy that could stay, that could stay with him. But I still believe that you want to make sure that the safeties and everybody is locked in on stopping this kid and watching out for the play action, because the play action can be big, but I feel like the run game has to be stopped first.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the quarterback for Arizona State. Familiar to folks around here was Marana High football quarterback. We're talking about Trenton Bourget. Here's Johnny Nancet talking about Arizona State's quarterback.
Consistent, pretty smart. The ball's coming out early. He knows where to go with the football. He knows how to check into the running game when he sees pressure. So, pretty smart kid.
Glenn.
Yeah, Trenton, he's been a great quarterback up here in Tucson. He's done a great job. He's a smart kid. He knows football. So his family has really given him an opportunity. He's played in a lot of big games, Tucson Turf. Played in a lot of good games, big games, won national championships on the flag football circuit. His dad has been one of his coaches for years, and
his brother plays on the team.
His brother plays on the team, and it's just been a a very successful football family that they've done, and for today, he's now the number one enemy now. Okay, today in Tucson for us.
Proud of him, but not for today.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
another day he can do that, but it's just that we have to be able to make sure that we're making him uncomfortable.
So we talked about this last week with Jane Delore, keeping your emotions in check. Emotions got to run high for him because he's coming back to Tucson, starting this game for Arizona State, playing in this game against Arizona State in his hometown.
Yeah, I think so. I think the emotion is going to be there, but that's his job. Is it to win the game over there? Even though if I'm Arizona defense, I want to force him to win the game. I want to put it on his shoulders. I don't want to allow him to throw the ball 15 times. I want him to throw the ball 40 times to force his arm to have to beat us. So again, love the kid, love the family, but today, I'm sorry, Toby.
Yeah.
I want you to go down, brother.
Yeah,
I want y'all to go down today because we need this dub to get to where we're trying to go.
All right, one last thing. What's been the big difference for Arizona's defense? Much maligned beginning of the season. I saw people starting to throw little jabs and trying to get little knife cuts on Johnny Nansen on whether he could do the job or not. But you've noticed the last 3 weeks, the Arizona defense has been coming on like gangbusters. One of the big things is they went with younger players. Jacob Manu, Prysock, a lot of these younger players getting in there. Barish talked about the depth that they have and how this is helping them stay fresh, especially when we get to those fourth quarters.
I mean, we rotate every other series, so it allows us to, like you said, stay fresh and just go out there and give it our all. So we don't want to put no bad plays on tape, so it helps out a lot.
How big is that, guys, that you have enough bodies now? And listen, it was a little trial by fire. You had to learn, and there were some times where you had freshmen in there, they were overmatched, but they needed to get that kind of reps in there for a game like today, Kelvin.
Well, you do. I mean, and for a game like today, because you want to develop those guys. Getting those young guys in there, you'll be surprised how much it helps the older guys because now you do have a fresher player that can go out there and give max effort. I thought sometimes in the last couple of years, you watching those guys out there, they looked winded. They looked like they couldn't even get by like they was dancing with some of the offensive linemen. So it's great to be able to see these guys have some rotation guys and for the development for years to come. You're getting these guys ready. You're getting them into big-time games like the Arizona State. Even though this is not for a bowl game, this is a game that's filled with emotion and rivalry. So this game can help build these guys also going forward for their future.
You start to feel the energy building up a little bit.
Yeah.
I see more people walking around with rust and mustard on. It must be depressing getting up and going, oh, man, it's game day, and you walk in your closet. We walk in and go, oh, look, there's red, white, and blue, right?
Yeah.
You'd be proud of wearing these colors. You walk in there and you're up in that school up north, you look and go, oh, what am I going to put on? Something that's
rust.
Mustard colored or something that looks like rust?
Yeah.
It's hard to have a smile on your face when you're walking around with that gear, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just like bad on the.
My wife told me that. My wife told me that. She goes, "Thank God we're in Tucson. I couldn't wear that stuff if it was up north, right?"
Yeah, that's rust and mustard not happening.
Not happening at all.
Yeah, the whole devil thing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what? There's that. I'm not going to plug it, but there's a whole Change.org petition that wants to rename them the Sun Angels.
Yeah, that would be better.
On the other side?
There you go. There you go. All right, coming up here in just a little bit, we'll go into the Captain's Corner. Who do you have coming up in the Captain's Corner?
I have Paul P. Diddy Shields. Paul Shields.
All right, so he's going to join us, and we have a couple other surprise guests that are supposed to stop by our broadcast location out here as well, right?
Yeah, Antoine Caison's supposed to be here, but he's running a little late.
That's okay. We got plenty of time for him. We got plenty to get to as we get you ready for football. Arizona taking on Arizona State. Don't forget, after the ball game, we will be here. And we'll have our full post-game wrap-up show, and we'll have the highlights, and we'll be taking your telephone calls, guys, after a victory by the Wildcats, right?
Oh, Coach Harvey got the gumbo.
Wait a minute. Let's stop right now. You got a minute? You got a minute? All right, wait a minute. I got to talk to Coach Harvey. Do you got a sec, Coach? Can you jump in with us? All right, wait a minute. Coach Harvey's going to...
He's got his son with him.
Okay, wait a minute.
Put it right there.
Yeah, put it right there. We got to see what he's got over there.
Man, that smells good.
Yeah.
Man, that's kicking up.
I know.
All right,
that's
Coach Harvey.
Gumbo, baby. That's some gumbo.
Coach Harvey's right here.
Oh, there you go.
All
Texas,
right,
baby.
Coach.
Yes, sir.
Coach. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh.
Good. Okay, we got him now. How are you, Coach?
I'm great. How are you all?
You notice what he's wearing? His Steelers gloves.
Always.
Right,
Come on,
right. Come on.
You knew that.
I've finagled us an invite to
Stay
go
ready.
to his house to see
Stay
all the
ready.
Steeler gear, right?
Hey, as soon as the season's over, right over there.
Right across the street.
Right across the street.
Yeah,
We're
the-
going.
Where the band play at?
Oh, okay.
That's his house.
All right.
That's it. Yeah.
Coach.
Where the band?
Coach, we got a couple of minutes here, and we've
We got all the stars on here
exactly.
today.
By the way, what's over? What do you have over there?
I have some gumbo. It's my mom's secret recipe. It's my mom's secret recipe. Can't tell you what it is. I have to kill you.
It smells
But
good, though.
Texas, though. Tell us that Texas.
Yes, my mom was born in Galveston, Texas, and
Okay.
so if you know anything about Galveston, it's that kind of a mixture of Cajun from Louisiana,
Yeah.
Dallas folks moved
Creole.
down.
Yeah, they all came across.
So it's a beautiful thing.
All right, Arizona State. Talk to us.
Oh, hey, life just don't get any better than this.
Yeah.
I wrote a little something a few years ago, Sparky I Am, and it's just kind of a take on Sam I Am. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. There is nothing better than a rivalry. And the beautiful thing about it is, we're up on them by 3.
Yeah.
We have 1 tie. That doesn't count. But somebody's got to win, someone's got to lose, and I have a real good feeling about what's getting ready to happen here.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this game today. This is a game that we come in and we have so many emotions. Like I've been saying all day today, is emotion. Is that who is going to control those emotions when they get on the field?
Yep.
That's the thing.
And I forgot who the person was, but I think it was Jay.
Yeah.
And so the bottom line is this: be smart. Be smart. Don't have pre-snap penalties.
Right. Yes.
Hit hard, run hard, and do your thing. But don't lose the game.
Coach Fred Harvey joining us here. He's the dean of all coaches here at the University of Arizona. Our guest here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Yeah, tell us. I know what it means to win around here, but you being a part of the track program, I know how every program around here, volleyball, soccer, it doesn't matter. How important it is to the track program that the football team get us started off right.
It's everything. I mean, at the end of the day, football. I'm a track coach. I am a football fanatic. Okay, when we play those guys up the road here, they need to lose. I mean, it's not questionable.
No.
They need to lose, and when we compete in track, look, we want to win. We can't always win, but you know what? If we're 7th, the dude that's wearing that 4 needs to be 8.
Right. I love it. That goes. See, what? This is what is great about University of Arizona. It runs through the whole program. The whole program. It's the bloodline. It's the bloodline. We really want to understand that how detrimental it is when you don't want to lose to Arizona State.
Hey, so let me ask you this. I wrote this, but if you look at ASU, what is ASU spelled backwards?
Yeah, it's
USA.
Yeah.
They're anti-American, baby.
Yeah.
They're anti-American. We got to beat those people.
That's right.
This is our country. They're anti-American.
Coach Harvey, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you being a friend of the program, a friend of the station. We can't talk to you about how much we just appreciate everything you do and what you represent and everything else. You're the best.
Definitely, always my pleasure.
Absolutely. All right, we'll let you go with that gumbo. We don't want it to get cold.
Well, if you're able, okay. If you're able, I will leave you a bowl.
Okay,
please.
good. Yeah. The guys will be excited about that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Harvey, joining us here.
Barry Julian, he's a tight end that played here. We know his dad raised him right because his dad's an Arizona State fan and he went to Arizona.
He played at ASU.
Yeah, he played at ASU. So he raised his son right, though.
This hour of the Meridian
we show brought to you in part by
Royal Kia.
We're good.
Chiropractic, PGA Tour Superstores, Ram Plus. This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it. Drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for 2. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
4th down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. It is good. Backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
4th down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on 4th down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's hot! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball, down by 11, 3 have to go, steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his 3rd foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down that was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko, feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline, circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot, 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away, good!
That's a huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends.
Live from the mall at the University of Arizona, blustery day. We're on the corner of University and Campbell. All the fans are starting to roll in. We're getting closer and closer to that 1 o'clock kick. All right, real quick, let's get to our Pest of the Game. It's brought to you by University Pest Control.
Who is the pest the Wildcats need to be free from to win today's game? The Pest of the Game is brought to you by University Termite and Pest Control. BePestFree.com.
All right, let's quickly get to the Pest of the Game. Kelvin, who do you got?
I got the running back X validate. I don't think it's nobody else we need to worry about. I think that running back is the whole key to their game. Just trying to keep Delora off the field and our receivers.
All right, Glenn, do you have a pistol game, or are you still eating gumbo?
We're going to get a steady diet of validate, man. I think that's the way we're going to have to stop. So that's definitely going to be my pest, because if we stop that, if we can shut down that run game, we're going to put them in some bad situations that they're not going to be able to like. They're not going to like the situations they're going to be in.
All right, that's our pistol game, brought to you by University Pest Control.
That's our pest
I'm going to have amplification here, so I'm going to do that next.
Pest Control. Be pest-free.
All right, we're live on the campus, University of Arizona. We had so many Arizona Wildcat alumni stop by, but one of our favorites is stopping by, and he's looking pretty fresh. That's a great-looking shirt you got right there. Antoine Kaysen joining us here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Where'd you get that?
Oh, I got it from Reach Unlimited.
Reach Unlimited. I've heard about that with the green tag right there. That stuff's fresh.
Yeah.
Antoine, thank you for joining us.
Antoine, I mean, we love having you on. What was your record against Arizona State?
We don't want to talk about that. My first year, we won, though.
Yeah, that's good.
Then the last three, we lost.
Tell me what your emotions are when you went into those games. Tell me about your freshman year.
Yeah, the first year, it wasn't as strong yet, right? It was, my first year, I was a true freshman. So not really understanding the full totality of how the rivalry really is, right? And it's the oldest rivalry, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Right? In Territorial Cup. So that year it was crazy, and then the fans are insane. So it just really started to boil my blood that I'm in this. I'm part of it. Right. So my first year we played here, and Arizona State was a pretty good team. Our record wasn't as good, but we were playing pretty well at the time, and the emotions were high. It was like the more and more I got into the game, it was like, oh yeah, we don't like this team.
Yeah. What would you tell a freshman that's going in? We have a bunch of freshmen that are going to be playing their first game here in the Arizona State game. What would your advice be to them?
You know what? Start talking to the people in the around the university. Start talking to the coaches about, like, the coaches that have been here, the fans that have been here, and the former players. Yeah. They'll start talking about how how much this game means to us. So that'll just help them kickstart their quote unquote hate for Arizona State.
That's it. That's what it is. I'm telling you.
I'll ask you this. You said you won one, so you lost three. Tell me what the emotions of those losses, of losing up, because it's the last game of the year usually. Did y'all have a bowl game after one of those?
No. So my 4 years here, I never went to a bowl game, unfortunately. But no. So that was my last game. So it was a terrible taste after the last 3 years, especially my senior year, and that was the year down in Tempe. I feel like we should have won that game, but we didn't, and that's just I just don't like seeing us lose to them.
You don't like I just don't like that mustard and whatever they call
ketchup
it.
And mustard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ketchup and mustard.
I just don't like it, but it's really good to be back too, and to be able to support the Wildcats and these players through this too. This is the last game.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have a bowl game this year either, but this is our bowl game.
Yep. And I tell guys, you can talk from a winning perspective, and if you look, I remember I lost my first game versus them, and that's when it really started for me. I mean, kind of, a tough play happened where they broke one of my teammates' leg. After we got an interception, they was killing us in this game. They had Jake Plummer. They should have been winning. Let's just say that. And we caught an interception. We was running back, and one of their guys came and just blocked that guy out of nowhere and actually snapped his leg.
Yeah.
And so it really got real for me. I never wanted to lose to him again, and we didn't, and that was a good feeling. But that loss is what started it for me.
Right.
That loss was like, what? And the disrespect and the attitude and the arrogance. I was just like, what? Just because y'all come from a bigger city?
Yeah. Right.
And so that was issue for me. So after that loss, I felt like that gave us energy going into the summer. Going into the spring to say, you know what? I don't want to let this happen again.
Absolutely. And they talk so much. They
don't
talk
let
so
them
much
win.
all year, and leading up to the game, and it's just one of those. It's one of those fun things for me. But hey, I'm here to kick your ass.
Do you have any memorable moments in those games that you?
Yeah, I'll go from the wins. the big catch. Jefferson had a big catch my freshman year. They drove down the field on us my freshman year, and they're in the goal line going in to score. I forced a fumble.
What year was that?
This was 2004.
2004, yeah.
2004 here. So some of those plays.
Kovac, what is his quote?
Oh, Rich Kovacek
was your quarterback. Exactly.
Yeah, San Diego guy.
Yeah.
And, and then just to end the game, they were trying to, get down the field. They were coming towards
this way
the
right
facility.
here. I remember that play, yeah.
And, just ended the game on that. And it was intense all the way to the end. So, like, those memories, were great. Some of the, on our losses, I had some good plays, but with the one we won, is what I remember.
Yeah, and it's understandable. I never felt the loss, but when I heard from guys that lost the game, that was talking to us when I was playing, it was like, man, I don't want to ever feel like that. I don't want to feel like that because it kind of carried for them for the whole life. Yeah. And I'm talking about guys from the 70s.
Yeah.
I played early 80s.
I know guys that don't like to come back.
Yeah, don't come back.
I know guys that don't
game.
feel a part of everything because they lost. Either didn't play games or lost. Yeah.
Oh, no, come back. Everybody, if you're listening, come back. We need you.
Yeah, exactly.
You need that emotion and that passion. I always say this. I say, not only do you need the star NFL players talking, you need the regular guys that work everywhere. So these guys that know that, like I tell them, like, I thought I was going to get to play in the NFL 10 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
but luckily I had the mind frame of say, you know what, but this matters right now.
Yep.
Some guys are looking past this and thinking that you're going to have this glory in college. And in the pros, this could be your last time.
Yep.
So that's what I try to express to the guys when I see them. I say, bro, I know you think you're going to play a long time in the NFL, but this could be your last time playing. And so you want to leave it all on the field, man. I mean, you don't get this opportunity back.
No.
I'm telling you really feel it because I that's exactly what I felt too. Because if you could start back in the day, the Pac-10 was one of the toughest conferences in the country. So if I'm starting in the Pac-10 and I'm making honors in Pac-10, one of the best tight ends, I'm gonna make it in the pros.
Right.
My last game was Sun Bowl. That was it. That was it. It's all over. It's all over. So you got to understand. We got to leave it all on the field.
Leave it all out there.
Yeah. Leave it all out there today.
Never hurts you to leave it out there.
Exactly. And the guys got to understand that, the guys like the Harrises and the guy Eccles and those guys that are playing their last game here in the Arizona uniform, man, why not go out beating your rival?
I still have dreams of suiting up. I have football dreams, and you hear that stuff when I was playing and you hear all of that, but I'm having football dreams now. But it's weird because I never go out and play. I'm always just in the locker room getting ready, right?
Yeah.
So I'll have them like pro teams that I played for.
You can't find your jersey or something.
Or it's like the last one I had was maybe 3 days ago, and I was in an Arizona uniform in the locker room getting ready.
Yeah.
Put my 5 on. I was ready to go. And as soon as you go out, like, you wake up. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. So leave it out here because when it's over, it's over. But
and you know what? And I tell the young guys, because sometimes young guys don't understand this, but I tell them just like this. I said, play the way that you would want a freshman to play for you when you're a senior or a sophomore.
Or if you were a coach.
Or if you were a coach. But
how would you try and motivate somebody?
But if I'm a player though. And I'm saying what I used to tell the guy, I say, look, man, one day you're going to want somebody to give everything for you. You're going to want that freshman, that sophomore, that junior to leave it all on the line because it's your last game. Exactly. It's your last college game.
Yep.
Do that now because there's a lot of young guys that are going to affect the game, especially with the Wildcats this year. There's a lot of freshmen that's going to have effect. I worry about that a little bit.
Freshmen.
I worry about that a little bit because this is a different emotional type of game.
Yeah.
But they've played all year. Not a game like this.
Yeah.
This is going to be a little bit different. But they have to understand. The older guys have to make them understand, like, hey, guys, this is the last one for me. How would you want a young guy to play for you if it was your last game?
Right.
Yeah. That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
I think that's something that's a great message. Because I wish you could have told them that on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I think they need to know.
How you want to play, man? I mean, because they don't know. They haven't been in a game like this. I mean, I remember we played in this stadium versus ASU, and it was a kid from Dallas. I grew up in Dallas. Man, he was happy to see me. He wanted to talk to me and be cool with me, and I was the worst.
Yeah.
We was on kickoff. The only time he played. I forgot he got an interception too, and I did him dirty.
Yeah.
I called him a bit, but. I was being extra mean to him.
Yeah.
Still to this day, he don't like me. It was Courtney Jackson. Jackson was a cornerback for ASU, and he's from Dallas. And I didn't want him going home telling people he beat me.
Yeah.
So I was being real aggressive, and they beat us that game. So it really had me. But I roughed them up pretty good.
Yeah, you got a good shot on it.
A bunch of good shots. Because it was personal.
Well, everybody, I got to get to the Wildcat Walk.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. So thanks a lot for.
I love it. Absolutely.
We always having you. You're always a welcome guest here.
Bear down and beat ASU.
We love having you.
And again, tell us that shirt you have on.
Reach Unlimited.
Yeah. What's the website?
www.reachunltd.com.
There you go. Reach Unlimited.
Right there on the
Yep.
Reach Unlimited right there, right?
Yes, sir.
You can tell it's Reach Unlimited because it has that green tag on it, right?
Green tag on it, and that's how you know it's from me.
10 years from now, this is good. By the way, when they go public, let us know. Because 10 years from now, this is going to be like buying Nike from Phil Knight or Under Armour for those guys in Maryland when Anton's clothing company and athletic apparel takes off.
Yep.
Let us know.
Now, we will be better.
Let us know. All right, Antoine Cason, we got to let you go. Thank you so much, brother, for coming by to see us.
See you guys.
Always great to have him. We'll continue with you. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball. Down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home. And foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down. That was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen. Picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's a huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver.
And see what's coming up on our pregame show, brought to you by Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Doing things the right way.
What a pregame show we've had. Jay Dobbins, Antoine Case, and Glenn Parker all coming by, joining us here on the program. Coming up in the Captain's Corner in just a minute, running back Paul Shields will join us as we're getting closer and closer to the 1 o'clock kick at Arizona Stadium. The Sun Devils in town to take on the Arizona Wildcats. In fact, it's time now for the Captain's Corner as we turn it over to our captain, Kelvin Efon. And today he welcomes running back Paul Shields into the Captain's Corner.
Gather up, Wildcats fans. It's time to hear from our captain. It's time for our pregame speech. Here is the captain, Kelvin Efon.
All right. Today we got our guy, Paul Shields. Paul played with us in 98, was a part of the 12-1 Holiday Bowl championship team. Fullback, played with Edgerrin James with the Colts. Played out there with him for at least 3 years. Helped lead him to a lot of those big yards he got. How you doing today, Paul?
Good. How you doing, K.E.? Thanks for having me on, man.
Oh, man, I'm doing real good, man. I really wanted you to have you on, man, because I needed somebody, one tough guy, scrapper, play fullback, H-back, tight end, whatever we needed, 6'3", 250 pounds, 45. Just
lay some hat on.
Lay some hat. I followed him I got a lot of touchdowns following him and Brandon Manahona and Mike Lucky, all of them NFL players with, Mutatalo, follow all those boys to a lot of great touchdowns. I had to have you on because I knew you went to Scottsdale Junior College, right?
Yeah, I went to Scottsdale first before coming down U of A.
So I know you know all about this rivalry, man. Tell me a little bit. First I want to ask you a little bit about that rivalry. What does it mean to you being so successful? Because I know you won at least 2 or 3 of those games. What does it mean to you being a winner and living up in Phoenix?
Man, like you said, I live up in Phoenix, so I got a bunch of Scum Devil fans that are friends of mine, and I have to hear it every year about how the Cup's up here and not down in Tucson where it belongs. But this year, I got up this morning and I was excited because I think this is the year that we're gonna bring the Cup back home, keep it where it belongs, and start a new streak. Man, this rivalry is, as you know, it's the oldest rivalry in college football. Everybody talks about the Florida States, UCLA, Cal, but to me, this is the most intense rivalry. We don't like them, they don't like us. No matter what our records are, they play us tough. When we were 12-1, they came down. Tucson gave us all we could handle. Now, of course we beat them,
right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, they play us tough. This rivalry, a special place in my heart because my first touchdown was against them at their stadium, in a rivalry game. So, I love playing that. We kicked them out of the Rose Bowl, sent them to Sun Bowl. we ended up going to Insight.com.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I love the game after Thanksgiving. I'm excited to watch today. But they finally got guys down there that have, or Tucson guys. I mean, that are Dick Tomey guys.
Yeah.
Who say, the blue collar, the hard workers. Man, I'm telling you, that is. That's what you need down in Tucson, and I think we have the right core guys right now, young guys that are really doing their thing right now, and I'm just excited to see where the program goes.
Paul, so tell me a little bit about how did you get recruited here? How, again, I know you came from junior college, but what coach recruited you here? And also, what did you think about Coach Tomey? Tell me a story or something about Coach Tomey that you remember.
Dino Babers, he was actually the receiver coach. Him and Coach Lunford, actually recruited me to come down there. And I can tell you a funny story before I tell you the story about Coach Tomey. I was actually on a recruiting trip at Arizona State when Arizona was up there, and this was a time when Richard Dice was the receiver there, and he had gotten hurt the week before the game.
Blew out his ACL.
Yes. But he played in that game.
Yep.
And man, when I tell you, he had a lights-out game. And the one thing I remember is him making this spectacular catch, getting up, pointing at his knee. And I was like, whoa. I mean, that was a big impression on me. And I said, I need to take a trip down to Tucson and check this out, because I want to play for and with guys that got swag like that, hard-working guys that, nobody gives a chance to, but, still perform. So that was a big impression on me, and I came down, and I fell in love with Tucson, the program, and I committed that trip. So when I was down there, everybody thought I was going to school up here, and I ended up committing down and going down there. The rest is history. So, but as far as Coach Tomey, he was like a father to all of us. It's hard to explain it. If you've been around this man, he motivated you to be better, than you thought you could be. He would get the absolute most out of you, and he had a way of talking to you where he felt like you were. I mean, he'd be in a group of men, and you felt like he was just talking to you. The way it was just his aura, the way he carried himself. It was just amazing. I'm serious. The year that we went 12-1, nobody. I think we were supposed to finish, in the middle of the pack, and we just loved playing for him. He got the most out of us. I mean, I tell you, how many touchdowns did you have that year?
17.
You were a touchdown machine.
Yeah, 17.
Every time we get in the red zone, it was like automatic. But that's what he got out of us. It was like he turned. I mean, as far as for me, he turned me into an average player, into being able to go into the NFL. It was just, it was like I said, man. It's so hard to describe what this man meant to me. This man meant to so many players that came through, and that's why his legacy is so big down there. Because he touched so many people. It was great. I mean, okay, you can attest to this, man. That he would open his home to anybody, and his wife Nancy. It was great. I mean, we go over to his house and have team dinners and stuff like that, and it was just great. It was just a family. And that's one thing I've always loved about Tucson. No matter we've been away for 10, 20 years, we come back. It's always it's always felt like family every time I come down. So
yeah, Paul, this is Glenn Howell. I played 83 to 85, and I always say about Coach Tomey, I never played for him, but he always made me feel like I did, And that's right. I think that's part of his legacy that I always will pass on to everybody else. And all the players that I know, I played for Larry Smith, he was so welcoming to all of us, even though we didn't play for him. And that's Coach Tomey, and I think that sums up Coach Tomey right there.
Yeah, and I think that's just the culture in Arizona. I think, I was, to be honest, I was kind of skeptical about the coach that was coming in. I didn't know if he understood the culture down there, and he's made me a believer because he definitely understands that it's about hard work, and it's about family, it's about togetherness, and you've seen it on the field. I mean, they're playing some really good football. I'm really excited about where Arizona Athletics is going, especially the football team. So,
you mentioned it a little bit, Paul, how Coach found, I call them diamonds in the roughs. To speak a little bit more about that, because I feel like, again, it's cool, 5 stars, 4 stars, and if we ever get to that point to where we can get the solid 5 and 4 stars, I'm fine with it. I'm all for having great players, but I like tough guys. I like guys that people don't expect to do things, and all of a sudden they're winning bowl games and they're winning MVPs and they're going on to the pros. Also, guys like yourself, I think you was like a tailback and a free safety in junior college, right, in high school?
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. First of all, you have to have a special attitude to be able to play down in Tucson, which that's why I said it's only few of us can play down in Tucson. Second of all, is guys like myself. I came out of JUCO playing safety, and I switched over to the offensive side of the ball just because that was a better fit for me. So going from safety to linebacker, going from tight end to fullback, that was a journey. I mean, you take Charles Kennedy, he came in as a cornerback. He was on the defensive side of the ball. And now, and he was, best running back there ever was in Arizona. So it was, they knew how to get the most out of you. It's like, you could only think you could go so far, but Coach Tomey knew that you had a little bit more, or he got stuff out of you that you didn't even know was there. And that's what I'm saying. It was just a testament to his character that, he's taking guys. I mean, I think off that 12-1 team, we had 8 guys go to the league that year. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, and we were we didn't have any 4-star athletes. I mean, we were 3-star guys. I think we may have 1 4, but we had guys like Dennis Northcutt, Jeremy McDaniel. You had Ortiz, Mike Lucky. It was. I can go on and on.
Sean
guys
Polk.
Sean Polk that nobody. I mean, that nobody wanted.
Yeah.
We come down to Tucson and we're all ballers. That's what I'm saying, because he's got the most out of us.
Let's pause 10 seconds. Hold on just a second. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
KCUE Tucson, a Cumulus media station. This season, Jed Fish will lead the Wildcats into battle, and the only place to hear the game, Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, it's the captain's corner. Paul Shields joining us. We got a couple more minutes, guys, so go ahead.
Yeah, Paul, again, tell me a little bit about, I remember when we got a chance to get to the Inside.com Bowl. That's one of my favorite moments here at the U of A, is when we had a chance to get to the Inside.com Bowl and we beat Arizona State at Arizona State, and we got to sing our favorite song in the locker room. How did that feel to you?
Oh man, like I said, I go back to that. You're giving me goosebumps right now. Taking me back. Like I said before, it was my first collegiate touchdown thrown by Keith Smith there. At the end of the game, I got to wave the U of A flag on there, and then sing the fight song. In the locker room in their house. Oh, it was nothing like it. Because you got to understand more. I mean, in the beginning of the game, everybody's booing, they're throwing stuff at you. It's just hostile, and it is just you and your brothers there against all these hostile fans, and of course them across the field, and you embrace it. It feels so good because you're there with your brothers in arms and go to war. But to beat them, because they were scheduled to go to the Rose Bowl, to beat them, to knock them out of the road, it's nothing sweeter, man. I tell everybody all the time, we can go We can go 1-10. I don't care. It's only one game that matters. It's only one game. The Inside.com Bowl was sweet, but beating them is even sweeter. You know. I like I said, I enjoyed the Inside.com Bowl because it was the first bowl going I've ever been to. It was a great experience. And then propelled us. I think after that game, I think our team got even closer because we came back the next year and we had like unfinished business.
Right.
And we came back and we worked hard in the weight room, worked hard in the off season, and I don't think nobody really knew how good that team was, until we went up to Washington, the leap at the lake, and, we played without Chris McAllister that game, and nobody gave us a chance to win, and we came home, and it was that belief, it was that feel, you could just feel the energy, and we knew we were, it was something special, with that team. So, man, like I said, that was some of the best times of my life. Is that 12-1 team just playing down in Tucson. I love coming down. I was just down there for homecoming. Got to see my boy OJ inducted to the Ring of Honor. That was a privilege. Got to see UKE.
Yes, sir.
It's always great coming down to Tucson. I'll be watching the game on TV today.
P. Diddy. We used to always call him P. Diddy because he was always fresh. Always clean, still is, always clean. We call him P. Diddy. P. Diddy, let me say you this. Tell me, how did it feel for you, brother, when they used to call that heavy package? And let me explain to you, Rich, what the heavy package is. I'm pretty sure Glenn knows. Yeah. Heavy packages is when you bring in 2 tight ends, you bring in a fullback, a H-back, and then you have your big tailback. That was me. That was Paul Shields, Brandon Manamana, and that was Mike Lucky. And even Wendler sometimes. Wendler was Jim Wendler was in that also sometimes. Tell me how you felt when they called that package, because I know when they called it when I was around Paul, I said first down or touchdown, first down or touchdown.
That's how it was, and that's what when that group came in, it was about business. It was no messing around. There was no tap dancing in the hole. It was old school football.
We didn't care if they knew the play, right, Paul? Did we care if they knew the play?
No,
did they know what was coming?
You could have lined up 8 guys on one side. Knew the ball was coming. We weren't going to be stopped. It was just we had that mentality. That's what I'm saying. It takes that mentality to play down in Tucson. But when that heavy package came in, everybody knew. Oh, it was about business. We were going in there. We needed 1 yard away. It was guaranteed. Wow. It wasn't nobody stopping us.
Money.
That is awesome. Paul Shields has been our guest inside the Captain's Corner, joining us. Paul, thank you so much for joining us here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Thank you.
Bear down. We hope to catch up with you again real soon.
Thanks, Paul.
Yes.
Bear down, bro.
Bear down, guys.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, P. Diddy.
All right, coming up, we'll have our keys to the game brought to you by Royal Automotive. We'll have the spread of the game, and then I'm going to just get out of the way and let these two talk about what it means when you face Sparky on the other side of the line of scrimmage. All of that's coming up here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show, now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and 1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it. Drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for 2. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak. Driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home. And the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. Ball grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins. Throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three. Block. Grabs it. It's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
4th down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain. Loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry. Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins. Throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three. Blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it. It's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way. Out to Tabellis. Down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
4th down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on 4th down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's hot! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball, down by 11, 3 to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his 3rd foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down that was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circle shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's
We're tied.
Huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center.
Wildcats fans, what are the big keys for today's game? Our keys to the game are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
All right, fellas, let's get right to our keys to the game. Arizona taking on Arizona State coming up at 1 o'clock. The crowd, you can feel the energy. Cats are in the house. Antoine Cason leading him with a Wildcat walk. Kelvin Efon, Glenn Howell, let's get your keys to the game. Who wants to go first?
My keys to the game, as standard practice, run the doggone ball.
Run the
doggone ball. Take care of the ball. We can't have any turnovers. We got to be able to stop the run. I'm not expecting to shut them down to like 50 yards. I'm expecting them to not let them run the ball at will. That's what we have to do. We got to make sure, force them to pass the ball. That's one of the keys to the. I think is a real big key to the game. And let's have a special teams special play. Let's have a play on special teams that's going to be a big play. If we could do that, it's a victory for the Cats.
Kelvin.
First thing first is, man, I think you have to control your emotions in games like this. You have to watch out for the dumb penalties before and after the play. You just have to, because
Jay Dobbins talked about that.
Yeah, it ends up giving up first downs, 15 yards. It's just 15 yards is a lot of real estate. It's big plays. You don't want to give up those big plays. So my first thing is Control your emotions. Second thing is, as Glenn said, man, and I've been saying it all year, not just because I'm a running back, is I think we need to run the ball. This is about a victory. I love passing the ball around. Yeah. It's nice that all the receivers got 1,000 yards. I like it when your running back got 1,000 yards. Yes. I like it when a running back gets 100 yards a game, because there's just a statement that you make when the running backs have effective games. Last thing is, I just want to see the defense have a winning performance today. I think that's going to be key in stopping that run of Validate. You have to be aggressive tackling. Let's knock out a fumble or two.
All right, my keys to the game are very simple. Win. I don't care what it takes. Win. There's a whole bunch of guys here. They're going to be suiting up wearing Arizona Wildcat gear for the very last time. Hunter Eccles is a senior. I got Jalen Harris. They call him Grandpa. Oh, he's been through everything, right? Yeah. Sean Harris's son has been through everything, and he could have walked out and quit like a bunch of other people, and he didn't. I've got Christian Roland Wallace, and I got Christian Young especially. These guys have been through so much. They've been through more than anything that you ever went through as a Wildcat, Glenn. They've been through more than anything you've been through as a Wildcat. They've gone through all of this, and for guys like them, and for the Anthony Pandys and the Stanley Berryhill IIIs, win for them. They sat here and they just suffered all the slings and arrows. They've suffered through so much, and they gave and they gave and they worked. So wherever Stanley is today, wherever Pandy is today, I want them in front of the television, and I want them watching these guys, that they set the cornerstone for rebuilding Arizona football. And for guys like Jalen Harris and guys like CY, I want all these younger guys. I want Prysock. I want Manu. I want T-Mac. I want Singer. I want everybody. I want all the running backs. I want to see Cowing. I want to see all these young cats. Pay these guys back through the thin that they've had to put up with. Win today for these seniors. Send them out the right way. That's my keys to the game. They're all brought to you.
Our keys to the game are brought by Yale Automotive, the dealership that is different. The dealership that is different.
All right, we're getting closer and closer. Can we knock out? Let's knock out the best time to talk in the last 10 minutes of our pregame show. So let's get right to it. Here's our Arizona's best bet for you for the day.
Tucson, what are today's best bets? Will the Cats beat the spread? It's time to look at some of the best bets that are brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
All right, Arizona.